So here is a little summary table of the similarities and differences between abstract classes and interfaces. This tends to be sort of a classic Java interview question. So if you happen to be going out on an interview, this is a good topic to brush up on. So here lists kind of, again, just some of the different characteristics. So both abstract classes and interfaces can be used as the declared type, and neither can be used as the actual type. So you cannot instantiate an abstract class and you cannot instantiate an interface. So they're similar in that way. They can both be used as a declared type and neither can be used to instantiate. Abstract classes can contain constructors, but interfaces cannot. So that's a big difference. An abstract class is a class just like any other class, so it's allowed to have a constructor. An interface cannot. Both of them can contain abstract methods. Abstract classes can also contain implemented methods, and only as of the most recent change to Java, so can interfaces, but these are usually typical, small, what's called default methods. You're not going to have a full long method written typically in an interface. So technically you can have an implemented method, but it's a little bit different, the kind of implemented methods you'll see in an abstract class versus an interface. But technically you can now have an implemented method in an interface. Both abstract classes and interfaces can contain public static final constant, so that's a similarity. But any other kinds of variables, not allowed in an interface. Whereas an abstract class, because it's a class just like any other class, it can have private instance data variables, it can have protected variables, it can have any other normal kind of variable that you can put in any class, because it's just a class. Interfaces can only have public static final constants. And then the other really big difference is that a class can only inherit from one class. So every class can only have one parent, but a class can implement as many interfaces as they want. Okay, so some important commonalities between abstract classes and interfaces, mainly this up here, that you can use them as the declared type, but you can't instantiate. But then a couple of important differences too. And of course, what isn't on this slide is sort of the theoretical difference about when you should use an abstract class, and that's when it falls into your inheritance tree about what the object is, versus when you should use an interface, and that's more about the functionality.